welcome to the library, and this is our first class in a series of Russian language classes. This is just an introductory class that will teach you basics of the language, little bit of alphabet, pronunciation, a little bit of grammar, just a little bit, just to show you what is waiting for you if you decide to study the language. So I'm going to share my PowerPoint presentation. Basic Russian class. So like I said, this is my contact information and a couple of housekeeping points. We do not talk about politics, religion. We do not argue about things that are going on in the world. We all have our own opinions, and let's keep our opinions to ourselves. This is the tentative structure of the class. Lesson 1, Introduction into the Russian language. During lesson 2, I hope to introduce you to the first part of Russian alphabet, and then during the third lesson, I'm hoping to finish the Russian alphabet. But then again, it will go, depending how fast it will go, depends on how many people we'll have, how many questions we have, and whether we manage to finish the first part of Russian alphabet during one lesson or 2 lessons. So lesson 4, we will learn how to count in Russian, and we will learn cardinal numbers. Lesson 5, we will do ordinal numbers. Date and time will be the topic of lesson 6. And lesson 7, we will learn how to say days of the week and seasons. So these are some things about the Russian language. It is the official language of Russia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, and Kyrgyzstan. Belarus, Kazakhstan, and Kyrgyzstan have double languages. They have their own language, which is Belarusian, Kazakh, and Kyrgyz. And also they have Russian language as a second state language. The Russian language used to be the official language of the Soviet Union and is still a de facto lingua franca, or common language, for all former USSR republics. And there used to be 15 republics. Russia is one of them. So 14 different countries still use Russian as a language of communication between different nationalities. So Russia has about 200 different nationalities with their different distinctive cultures, languages, cuisines. So how to unite these 200 nations? To have a language that everybody understands. So this role is taken by the Russian language. So in the world, Russian language takes the 8th place in the world languages by the number of native speakers and by the number of total speakers, number 8. So Russians are the most numerous European ethnic group. And Russian language is the most geographically widespread language in Eurasia. It is the most widely spoken language of the Slavic languages, with 144 million speakers in Russia, Ukraine, and Belarus. And totally, there are 258 million total speakers in the world. You probably have a question, how many Russian speakers do we have in Kansas City? Well, in the greater Kansas City, in Wyandotte, Jackson, Johnson, Clay, and Platte counties, in the greater Kansas City area, by different data, we have from 5 to 40,000 speakers of Russian. Nobody, I believe, counted people, but just the guesstimate is that we have from 5 to 40,000. So Russian is one of the 6 official languages of the United Nations, World Health Organization, UNESCO, World Bank, International Monetary Fund, International Olympic Committee, and many others. Russian uses Cyrillic alphabet. Sometimes this alphabet is called Russian alphabet. The alphabet is the same for a lot of different national languages, such as Ukrainian, Belarusian, Bulgarian, Serbian, Macedonian, Mongolian, Kazakh, Kyrgyz, Tajik, Turkmen, and Uzbek languages use this alphabet. Also, some of these nations started using Latin alphabet for their languages. So totally more than 50 different languages use Cyrillic alphabet. And each of them has their specific letters that are specific only to that particular language. So that's why the alphabet that we use is called Russian alphabet. Although it is, yes, it is Cyrillic alphabet, but it's specific to the sounds of Russian language. And for example, Mongolian language still uses Cyrillic alphabet, but they have letters that are specific only to Mongolian language. So you can call it Mongolian alphabet. So Russian language uses Cyrillic alphabet, which is quite different from the Latin alphabet that majority of people here are used to. It's completely different from English or Spanish alphabet. The Cyrillic alphabet was created in the 9th century for translating Greek Orthodox Gospels into Slavic language that at that point was used in the 9th century AD. Pretty much all Slavs spoke the languages that were very, very similar to each other. So it was easy for them to understand each other. So how that happened when the ruler of the Russian state, Kievan Rus, it was called, Prince Vladimir, wanted to convert into Greek Orthodox Christianity, he realized that the religious books need to be translated into their native language and the Slavic language that they spoke. And he invited religious monks from Moravia, which is present-day Czech Republic, I guess, not Czechoslovakia anymore. And they created the alphabet into which they translated the Greek Orthodox religious books. So that, and they taught Slavic people to read in that alphabet. And since then, since the 9th century, Russia uses Cyrillic alphabet. So the Cyrillic alphabet was based on Latin and Greek alphabets. Therefore, you can see that several letters look the same as Latin letters, several letters are completely different. So the first 19 letters of the alphabet represent sounds similar to English language. And they're the same because they came from Latin. Starting from the, with the 20th letter of the Cyrillic alphabet, Cyrillic. I said Cyrillic because Kirill is the founder of the alphabet. So those letters of the alphabet represent the letters, the sounds that are specific to the Russian language. That's where everybody has problems because they look different, they sound different, and there is no other way around but to learn the alphabet. You cannot go any further than just looking at the language, at the alphabet. You won't be able to read if you don't memorize. So this is what Russian keyboard looks like. So the letters of the language and different signs. Usually you will need, majority of people get stickers put on their keyboard if they need to use another language. There are lots of them pretty much in all ethnic stores. Sometimes people use just a little dots, colored dots, and put them on each key and just write a letter. So there are 33 letters in the Russian alphabet. I made a mistake here. Letters. It has 21 consonants: B, V, G, D, Ž, z, y, k, l, m, n, p, r, s, t, f, h, c, ch, sh, sh, and 10 vowels: a, ye, yo, you, o, u, y, e, ya. And there are two modifiers, the signs. They don't have any sound. They're just used to show the softness of the preceding consonant or following vowel. And there are no diacritics in Russian language either, unlike in Spanish. And we don't use stress sign or mark of stress, знак ударения in Russian. So you just need to know which syllable is stressed in every word. Okay. This is what the Russian alphabet look like. And I will read to you what the sound of it sounds like. A, B, V, G, D, Е, Ё, Ж, З, И краткое, К, Л, М, Н, О, П, Р, С, Т, У, Фа, Ха, Ц, Ч, Ш, Щ. Твердый знак И, мягкий знак Ю, Я. And this is what the Russian cursive looks like. So not only letters are written in cursive, but also the numbers. At the bottom, you can see the layout of numbers, how to write them. And this is typical for Russian copybooks or notebooks that children use at school. As you see the lines over here, and children are used to write like that, so that they fit in between the lines, so that all letters are uniformal. So in Russia, children use two types of notebooks. They aligned like this for writing, and they have the plaid like this for writing numbers. You are most familiar with the second type, just like notebooks are here. Okay, so several more things about the Russian language. We don't use the articles or words like e and the. We understand from the context whether the words are nouns or verbs or pronouns or adjectives. We don't need to use articles at all. Russian nouns, pronouns, adjectives have 3 gender categories. That's similar to other European languages like Spanish and German. Spanish language has 2 gender categories, feminine and masculine. Those who took Spanish language remember that, right? In Russian, there are 3 categories. Words can be masculine, feminine, or neuter, which not only reflects physical gender of people or things, but also reflects grammatical gender of things. For example, a woman, женщина, or a girl, девочка, the nouns themselves will be feminine, of course, because it correlates with feminine gender of the physical being, but also by the grammatical category. Those words end in a or ya, and those words are feminine. So majority of nouns that end in a or ya will be feminine. The words that end in consonant will be masculine. And the words that end on o, e will be neuter. So those are usually unanimated words. For example, a cloud. It will not be masculine or feminine. It will be just neuter. Облако. Milk, молоко will be neuter. Coffee used to be masculine because the word is borrowed from another language. And now it's turning to be neuter because just like other words in the Russian language, if it ends in ye, that looks like e to you, that's neuter. Another interesting aspect is that Russian language has noun case system with words ending that reflect a relationship between words in the sentence. So all nouns, pronouns, and adjectives change their form depending on their function in the sentence. And that's where people have a lot of trouble with. There are 3 tenses of verbs in the Russian language: past, present, and future tenses, nothing else, just 3 tenses. But we have 2 aspects, imperfective and perfective. So imperfective aspect shows continuous actions, and the other one, the perfective aspect, shows completed actions. So here we're closer to the English language. And of course, the Russian language borrows lots of words from other languages, and it also gives words to other languages. So do we know how many Russian words we have in English language? I try to remember. Sputnik, perestroika, vodka, tsar. The word mammoth actually came from Russian name for the beast called mamont. And the word parka, meaning a jacket, came from Samoyed language for outer article of clothing, article of outer clothing, parka. And I'm sure you can find some other words too. Okay, so it didn't take me as long as I thought it would for the first lesson, so we can move on to the Russian alphabet. So it will not be Russian 2, it will be Russian 1, just extended. Does anybody have any questions so far? Or comments, or if you want to say something? Kids, do you have any words of wisdom for me? Athena? Mateo? Very quiet so far.
Can we get a copy of this printed?
Yes, I can print this for you. And actually, this will be posted on, after the class, it will be posted on our website on the same page with the announcement of the classes. So
Okay.
you can look at it there.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other classes? I mean, questions? I can also print this PowerPoint presentation and email you if you would like. I can do that. Make a note to myself. Send PowerPoint presentation to emails. So Russian alphabet. So the Russian letters that are almost the same as English letters. Letter A, pronounced like the word, the letter A in the word father or car, A. It's not like the flat A sound you sometimes hear in the word like cat or flat. Yeah, it's not like that, it's A. Another letter is K, pronounced like K in words, such words as kitten or kangaroo. This letter replaces the English C sound in words like cat, cattle. So K. I want to point out again that all Russian letters reflect the sounds of only Russian language. So there are no letters that are not used or that we inherited from somebody else, from another alphabet. They're all created solely to write down the native sounds. So M looks like English M and sounds like English M, like M in the word man. O. When stressed, this letter pronounced as O in the word bore. In unstressed positions, it's reduced to something like schwa. You know, like there are lots of English examples of this letter that is used in unstressed position. I will later probably show you some examples. T, pronounced like T in the word tap. So these letters sound just like English and look just like English, except I want to stress that it's not O, it's not a diphthong O, it's just O. Russian letters that look like English letters but sound different. So letter B, sound B, is absolutely different from letter B in English. So this letter right here is V, and it sounds like V in the word vet. So it's not English B, it's Russian V. There is letter B for B sound, but it will be further on another page. Letter Y, pronounced like yeah in the word yes, yeah. Then there is what letter N, pronounced like sound N in no. It's not H, it's Russian N. Then we have the most known probably letter of the Russian alphabet, R. It's like R in run, except it's rolled. People who can speak Spanish will have no trouble making this letter, making this sound. R. Trilled or rolled R. In English, in Russian, it is just letter R. S, pronounced as S in the word see. Visually, it might help you to remember how it's pronounced as S in the word center or cent, and it even looks like that. S. Russian S sounds and looks like English S in the word center or in the word cent. Next letter is U, like U in boot or root. U. Oh, I also want to tell you that Russian language doesn't distinguish between short vowels and long vowels. They don't make any difference to the meaning. So you can say any word, you can stretch it as much as you want, or you can make it very short, but there will be no difference in meaning. For example, the word milk, молоко. You can say молоко, you can say молоко. It doesn't make any difference, it's still the same word. Ha, sound like in hello. Often it's pronounced like in the Scottish lock or German buck, or in Spanish pronunciation of in Mexico. Do we have any questions about this? Like I said, all letters will need to be memorized. There is no way around it. So now we have Russian letters that look unusual, but they have familiar sounds. this is the letter B I was talking to you about at the beginning of reading this alphabet. B pronounced like the word B in bed. Remember I said that letter V of Russian like alphabet looks like letter B in English alphabet, but it doesn't make sounds B. We have completely different letter for that. This one, the first one, B, like B in bed.
B.
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 G, like G in go. D, pronounced like D in dog. Z, like Z in zoo. E, and you can say E, long E, or E, short E. Doesn't make any difference to the meaning of any word. You can make it long, you can make it short. It's still the same letter in Russian, E. It's pronounced like E in taxi, E. So you can transliterate it in English as I sometimes when you say E, or you can put double E, EE to show it that it's E letter, not anything else. But handwritten form of E looks like English U. So don't confuse these two. L, pronounced like L in love, living letter. P, pronounced like P in pot, Peter, Peter Pan. F, pronounced like F in fat. E, pronounced like E in fed. E. So we distinguish between ye and E. Sounds familiar. I mean, sounds familiar. Sounds very similar. E and ye, but these are two completely different letters. Any questions about this? Anybody? Okay, now we get to quite different Russian letters and sounds. The sounds are familiar, but they don't have their own letters in English. So these are the sounds that are specific to Russian language. U, the first letter is U. It's pronounced like U in universe. Pronounced much like the English word you. Ya, pronounced like the letter, the sound ya in yard. And by the way, ya is very, very interesting phenomenon. It's a letter, ya. It's a pronoun, ya, which means I. And it's the whole sentence. Because in Russian language, there are sentences that can be just one word. And in this case, you can say yeah, and it will be the whole sentence. So this is the last letter of the Russian alphabet that means yeah, me, or I. Pronoun, and also it can be the whole sentence. Interesting, right? The next is your, pronounced like you're in yonder. In the modern Russian language, you might find this letter simply written as yeah, without two dots at the top. Like I said, from the context, Russian speakers know whether it's yeah or your. I don't know why they do that. I don't know, maybe in printing, they don't use two dots on top because they economize on color. I don't know, but don't use it. Zh. Sounds like a sound in the words measure, pleasure, fusion, like letter S in these cases, or like G in color beige. Zh. And there is no Russian symbol for this sound. It's usually transcribed as Z and H. Ts, similar to ts sound in sits or its. Russian word tsar is usually transliterated as T-S-A-R. So it makes the word ts. Makes the sound ts. I don't know what I'm talking about right today. Ch, pronounced like ch in chips or church. So one letter ch can be transliterated as ch when you transliterate it in English. The next pair, sh and sh, one has equivalent in English language, sh in shat, sh. You need to try to make this sound, even though it's not the native sound of the English language, but you can learn how to make it. You can say sh, only you need to lift up your tongue a little bit higher to the gum ridge. So if you put your tongue to your gum ridge on top teeth and try to say sh, you will make it sh. All soft sounds of Russian language are actually made by moving your tongue higher to the higher position to the palate of your mouth, and so it makes it sound softer. Like, try putting your tongue to the same position as you say ch, but say sh instead. Ch, and say ch. Sh. So say sh instead of ch. Put your tongue to the gums, to the gum line, and say sh, and you will get sh. It sounds different from sh, right? English speakers may find it hard to define the difference between sh and sh, but it makes different meaning of words when you use sh or sh. Oh, here's another interesting sound. U. It's pronounced like the I in bit or ill. So you will need to make this sound with tongue slightly back in your mouth. So if you put your tongue closer to the back of your mouth, or higher there, and you try to say E, you make that sound. Or take your finger, put your mouth, and you try to say E. Can you hear it? Can you hear what you said? It's not E, it's But how to make it correctly is to move your tongue slightly back in your mouth and say E. Now we have E, short E. In Russian, it's E краткое, short E. It sounds like oi when you make the word boy, the last sound of the word boy, or I in the word sai. So it's very, very short E. In Russian grammar, in Russian pronunciation, in what we learned, it's a vowel. I've seen in English language, grammars of Russian language, they consider it to be a consonant. So there's a difference of views on this sound. And then we have pronunciation symbols. they don't make any sounds on their own. They're still considered letters because they are used to indicate how the previous letter or the next after that letter should sound. The hard sign indicates a slight pause between syllables, and it's only seen in front of letters ya, yeah, your, or you. And this is how you transcribe it in English: yeah, your, and you in English. For example, the word sest in Russian. Sest, to sit down, is pronounced with a soft S at the beginning, sest, because it follows, it precedes the yeah sound. But if you put the hard sign, if you make S hard, you will get siest, which means to have eaten. It's completely different meaning. Сесть is съесть. The other sign, soft sign, which has a letter but doesn't have any sound, doesn't make any sound in Russian language. Think of the sound P in the word pew. So using this sign, the soft sign makes the previous consonant soft. Pew. It's even used before U sound. Here is an example. Mat is a cuss word. Actually, it's the name of all cuss words. It's pronounced with final hard T, mat. The word mать, mother, is pronounced with a final soft T, мать. Mat and mать are two completely different words, and people better not to confuse them. Okay, now, do we have any questions about this pronunciation of any of these letters? Or if you didn't understand something, don't hesitate to ask questions. No questions? Okay, let's go to the next slide. Here is the picture of the bookvar, which is the first alphabet book that children use. There are different editions of different types of bookvars, but they're the same. They teach children to read, and children read Russian based on phonics and based on reading syllables. So these are two very interesting websites. Oops. I will need to stop sharing it for me to be able to copy one of these addresses, put it in the search bar, and I will show you how we can practice reading Russian. Now, I see somebody is waving, and you are muted, by the way. So you waved, you have a question? No? Okay. Okay, so where is my PowerPoint? Just a moment, I need to be able to copy. So now I'm going to share a screen with you. Can I see you? Here it is. Can you see this page? And how can you actually read anything? I mean, is it big enough for you?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a book. See, I can actually go through pages and show you what it looks like. This is one of the alphabet books that I used to teach children how to read. I know not everybody is a child here, but this is a good practice. So here we get to the first letter of alphabet, which is A. In these types of books, you can usually see pictures of words that starts with A in Russian. Автобус, which is autobus, абрикос, apricot, альбом, album, апельсин, orange, accordion, same word, and iced, stork. And this is how you can write letter. So it shows direction of writing, how to make it easier.
I don't
Then-
think
Huh?
we're not seeing the pages in the book.
You're not seeing pages in the book?
We're just seeing your links
Oh,
in your power. We're just seeing
Oh.
your PowerPoint still.
hey. That is interesting. Let me stop sharing. Let me try to do it again. Share screen. Okay, now can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. This is the alphabet book that children use to, one of the books the children use to learn how to read. So it shows the letter and different words that start with this letter. In Russian language, bus, автобус starts with A. This is the first letter of the alphabet, A. Can you see that?
Yes.
Abrikos, which is apricot, альбом, album, апельсин, that's the word in Russian for orange, accordion, accordion in Russian, and iced starts with A, stork. Also, it shows directions of how you write this letter. The block letter A, you start from the top and go down. And also this arrows point how you write this letter if you make a small case. And also children usually try to write something where they can find letter A in these words: arbuz, sharf, lisa. So where can you see the letter A? Okay, letter O. And again, pictures. Can you see the pictures? That's what they see, what starts with letter O. Orden, which is order. Окунь, type of fish. And I can't really remember what type of fish that is in English. Осень, the fall season. Овцы, goats. Обувь, shoes. Обруч, this deal.
Hula hoop.
Hula hoop, yes. Starts with O in Russian, obruch. In English, it's even to two words. So this is the assignment for them to write letter O, where in which word it starts with letter O, in which word it's at the end, or where it's in the middle. So asa, osa, this insect is called osa in Russian, and O is the first letter, so they would write O, sa here. Dom, house, dom, it's in the middle of the word, they would write O in the middle. And this is Piro. Piro has O letter and sound at the end. They would write it here. Letter U. U. Children would be asked to name words with voice it out. Which words start with letter U? Uha, ear. Uha. Утюг starts with U. Улитка starts with U. Уж, it's a type of snake. Урожай. U, first letter урожай, that means harvest. Угол, corner, starts with U. And here is a little bit more complicated task than previously, is to read these letters. U, 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 and then A, U, letter A that we learned in the previous page, and letter U. A, U, A, U, A, U, and UA, UA, UA. AU in Russian means, hey, where are you? And UA is the sound or word that babies make. Wow, 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 when they cry. So can somebody actually read for me out loud what this says over here? This AU, UA. Can somebody read this? Children, can you read this for me? Apparently not. Okay. Another letter is U. Remember how we try to pronounce it? You can put your finger in your mouth and say E, and you will hear the sound. And the proper way to do it is to put the tongue a little bit further in your mouth, further back, and say the word E. Because when you say E, your tongue is closer to the rim of your teeth. But when you say U, you move your tongue further in your mouth. E, U, E, U. It's basically the same exercise, except you move your tongue to different locations, different places, different positions. So E, if you put your tongue on your rim of your teeth. U, if you move it further, you know, to the back of your mouth. U. Try to make it U. And the words that start with this, not start. I don't think that in the Russian language we have any words that start with this sound. There are lots of words that have this letter in the middle somewhere, or even at the end, but nothing starts with U that would be a native Russian word. So ryba, fish. There's fish, picture of fish. Ryba, U. Часы, the last sound of the word часы, watch, is U. And then the word сыр, cheese. You know, when English speakers take picture, they say cheese to smile. Russians started saying sir. I don't know what kind of smile comes out of that, but that's what they do now. Sir, sir, cheese. The word landish, lily of the valley has the sound landish. Kedi, kids type of shoes. Kedi, mysh, M-I-sh, soft sign, mysh. So here in this word, you can see the very hard to pronounce sound for English speakers, I, plus a soft sh at the end. Mysh. Huh? Somebody is brave to say it. Mysh. Sh. Mysh. Okay, say it again. Mysh. Yep. Крыжовник, gooseberries, крыжовник. The word огурцы, cucumbers, this word has I at the end. Огурцы, дыня, melon, I mean, not mellow, melon, дыня, дыня, I. So these type of books that teach you to read first go into pronunciation of each letter, and after you master that, you can make syllables and read. So letter E. So far they are studying all vowels. We had A, I, U, now it's E. The first picture on the left side is aloe. Aloe vera. Aloe, very distinctive E at the end. This Eskimo, it's the most famous in Russia type of ice cream, Eskimo. It's white ice cream with chocolate coating. Came from the word Eskimos. So it's called Eskimo. And what these kids are doing, I believe they're singing, but I don't understand where air sound is there. So here's the Eskimos. I don't believe in Russian language, I mean in English language, this word is used anymore. I think they changed it. Eskimos as the Native American tribe is not used anymore. But in Russia, we use the word Eskimos for the tribes that live in northern Russia. Screen, ekran, ekran, этажерка, some kind of shelf unit. Stories, этажи. So how many stories are in this building? Сколько этажей в этом здании? Этажи. Escalator. The same sound actually, escalator, right? Excavator. Excavator. So in these two last instances, Russian sound e is the same as English sound e in the same word. So that's what it looks like, and that's what it sounds like, e. Now we move to consonant and how to make syllables. Letter L makes sound L. And this is how you write it. Very easy. Just basically two sticks at an angle. The bird is lastочка. I believe it's sparrow. No. Yes. Lastочка. Word Eula, it's a children's toy. Eula, L sound is in the middle. Eula. Stool, chair. Stool, L sound is at the end. And this is ложки. Ложка means spoon. Ложки, plural from spoon, ложки. Look, onion. Луноход, it's a device that can land on the moon. It's called луноход because luna in Russian means moon. Lastic, eraser. You know, something that you use to erase what you just wrote. In Russian, it's lastic. Лыжник, the one that uses skis, right? Лыжник. Лошадь. Лошадь. Need to distinguish this word from the word ложки. Ложка means spoon. Лошадь is horse. Two different words. And now we can try to read a syllable actually, or several syllables. La, L-A means la. La, la, la at the top of this right page. Page 17 at the top. L-O, lo, lo, lo. Lu, 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 L-U. And L-E is li, li, li. And how you make it is that you say L and immediately move your tongue back and say E. Li, li, li. And here is the assignment to read the syllables. That's right here, the other set of syllables. La, lo, lu, li, le. And now we have L at the end. Al, ol, ul, il, el. I know it's difficult for you right now because you don't remember what the previous letter means. But once you learn the alphabet, it will be easy to read. Well, right now it's 1 o'clock and I think I gave you enough things to think about. So I'm trying to stop sharing it. Oops. Okay, back to PowerPoint. Controls. Why can't I stop sharing it? Okay, so these will be the end of lesson 1, unless you have any other questions. So I can send you these 2 links and you can open them and see for yourself what Russian syllables look like, and maybe you can even practice.
Okay, great.
Okay, would you like me to do that for you?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay. Why can't I stop sharing? Because I have way too many things open. Okay. So, do you have any questions? Is anything not understood? Or is it
Lot.
all clear as mud?
Well, some of the words sounded the same, but you said the alphabet, none of the letters are all original.
They all represent sounds of Russian Russian language. Some of the letters are just like Latin because they were taken from Latin.
Okay.
Some letters look like the ones that you know, but they actually mean something else.
Okay.
So the only way is to memorize which one is which. It's like, remember when you learned how to multiply back in the day? You had to memorize that 2 plus 2 is 4, or 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. And I mean, there are some things that you just have to memorize, and that's one of them. Learning alphabet of the language, of any language you study, is the first thing, because otherwise you won't be able to understand anything else. It's
Okay.
like if you want to read Chinese, you need to learn to understand Chinese characters, right? Same here. First of all, you have to learn the alphabet, and then you can progress to reading. It's not the purpose of this class is it's not the purpose of this class to teach you how to read. You won't be reading within like 7, 6, maybe even 8 lessons. But it can give you just the beginning of understanding what's what. And maybe if you want to study it further, you can always go back to your letters and learn how to pronounce them, how to read them. Do you have any other questions? Children, do you have any questions? We are so quiet today. Okay. Stephanie? No questions? Mary
Yeah.
Margaret, do you have any questions? No?
I have a lot of questions.
You have a lot of questions?
Questions, yeah, but not formulated.
Well, I gave you my email address and telephone number. So if you
Okay.
think of something, please ask me.
Okay.
And Melody, do you have any questions? No. Okay. And I have not met Brenda yet, but Brenda, do you have any questions?
No, not right now.
Okay. So my second class will be next Friday at the same time, noon, 12 o'clock sharp. And we will continue learning how to read Russian letters. We'll finish the alphabet, and maybe we will move to something else, depending on how fast we can go and how many people we'll have. There is only one sign up for this class. Is if you signed up for one, you signed up for all of them, for all classes, for all lessons. So if you decide to join us next Friday, you click on the same link and it will take you to the same class.
Okay, great.
Well, thank you very much for attending. I really appreciate it. And you have a great weekend. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye now.